It wasn't unusual for me to see people that I didn't recognize because I did predominantly hospice, and I really only ran into home care nurses at trainings, or if there was a special event at the office, or if someone was like transitioning from home care to hospice. So I didn't think much of it. And when I noticed that she was in a white nightgown, again, didn't bat an eye because I was there in sweatpants. It's Sunday afternoon. Like, who am I to judge? I assume, like me, she kind of waited to the last minute and was popping in to grab her schedule. So I'm looking at her and I'm kind of thinking all this stuff. And I say, hi. And she doesn't say anything. Her face still very somber, doesn't react. She continues to walk, never turns to grab her schedule, doesn't come to the left to get on the elevator. She turns right to go down the hall toward the morgue. At this point, I'm like, what is going on? She's not getting her schedule. She's not a person from the cleaning service. Like, why is she going that way? So at this point, I look her up and down and I see that she's barefoot. And when I realize that she's barefoot, like it takes like a second to recognize like what I'm actually seeing. I realize I can actually like see through her Achilles tendon, like into the floor. At that point, fight or flight kicks in. I've realized that I am seeing a ghost. I run down the hall. I run up the stairs. I go out the first door that I see, which is not the door that I went in. So my husband sees that and he's thinking, what in the hell? And I'm running to the car. He's like, you look like you've just seen a ghost. Like jokingly, he says. And I am like, I have. And I tell him the whole entire story. And I was like, I'm never going back in there again by myself. Like, next time, if I have to come get my schedule, you're going in with me. And he did from there on out. Well, the next day, Monday, I go to work, I do my thing. I meet up with my coworkers at the end of the day to get our schedule for Tuesday. And I tell them about my experience. They laugh at me. One of my coworkers, Kurt, God bless him, he's passed now. He said that he has seen that lady. And so we look, because they're like, there's cameras. So we look at the cameras and there is nothing. There's not even me walking down the hall, going into the little phone booth, getting my schedule, standing in front of the elevator, none of that. Like, if you were only to look at the cameras, I was never there. They never saw me walking into the top, the second floor to get my schedule or anything. It was so crazy. And again, never went back and never went alone. I think about it from time to time and I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have reacted so hastily. Like, if I could have done some investigating to, maybe she needed help. You know what I mean? Maybe she's a lost soul, but either way, it was spooky and crazy. And this stuff happens to me and I don't know what it is, but I get really scared. And then after I'm like, why did I act like that? I'm such a chicken, because it's fascinating at the same time. But anyway, that's my story about the haunted hospital.